Hello and welcome to Chasing Trophies. This is our FIFA World Cup edition live from Toronto. This has been an incredible World Cup so far. We've seen a lot of goals, we've seen a lot of draws. Monday was full of draws, but some huge achievements. Cape Verde versus Spain 0-0. People would say, oh, it's just a draw. No, it's more than just a draw. Cape Verde, a population of less than 600,000 people, just passion, pure energy, and a football team that keeps fighting and doesn't give up. Their goalkeeper Diaz Vazinia, this guy is just unbelievable. 40 years of age, and the saves that he made against Spain were incredible. He made sure that Spain had no entry, no goal, no nothing. बहुत ज़बरदस्त performance था उसका. Obviously he's an experienced guy, but under pressure like that in a game where Spain had most of the ball or almost all the ball and constant pressure, he stepped up to the plate. There were so many times where he had to pull out saves, he had to dive, he had to get his positioning right, and that's what he did. And Cape Verde in general बहुत अच्छी defending कर रहे थे. They kept people behind the ball. Yes, you can call it a bit of defensive football, but sometimes you need that, especially when you're playing a far superior team. Spain is a team that is the European champion. Spain is a team that has won the World Cup. They have plenty of experience, they have plenty of history, but that didn't matter in this game. बहुत ज़बरदस्त performance था. And अब उनके fans देखो, they were crying, laughing, dancing, singing. They enjoyed it, and that's the beauty of the World Cup. ये जो stories आते हैं ना, we really enjoy these kind of stories because, who doesn't enjoy an underdog coming from nowhere and drawing. I'm sure a lot of people didn't know about Cape Verde. They had a very good AFCON, but even before that, not many people knew about this country. Not many people even know where they're located, what language do they speak. But they came to the World Cup, and now everyone is talking about them. Aap news kholo, aap social media kholo, all you see is Cape Verde, Cape Verde. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but what a team they have been. And I think for Spain, it's just the start of the tournament. The other result probably goes in their favor as well, and they can still qualify and still do well in this World Cup. Obviously, Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams were injured. उन लोग second half में आए. Out of desperation, I don't think they would have played if Spain were leading like 2-0 or 3-0 or something like that. And that's what people were expecting. And जिस तरीके से game चल रहा था, मुझे भी ऐसे ही लग रहा था कि Spain are going to continue to score goals and mount the pressure. But it wasn't to be. Cape Verde, they stood strong. They made sure that there was no goal. They didn't give Spain an inch. Obviously, there were a lot of attacks, but they were very compact in defense, and a very good performance from them overall. Man, has been incredible. And Spain को आगे जाना पड़ेगा. They just need to be a bit more clinical, I think, in their finishing. I think Lamine जब fit हो जाएगा, उनको वो बहुत help हो जाएगा. They have to be a bit careful as well. They don't want him injured again. Nico Williams भी जब आएगा, both of them together, if they can start games and be a bit more attacking, create more chances. I felt that they weren't as quick on the ball. Possession में थोड़ा slow थे, and that could be the reason. It helped Cape Verde be organized a bit more. अगर अगले matches में Lamine start करता, I'm sure he's going to be a bit more quicker on the ball, making sure he makes those cuts and those moves and everything. तो ये स्पेन को देखना पड़ेगा. दूसरा मैच भी ड्रॉ था. Egypt versus Belgium, Kevin De Bruyne versus Mo Salah. That was also a very good game of football. And अगर आप देखें, Egypt again very organized, man. They've improved a lot मेरे हिसाब से over the last 8 years. I've seen them in multiple World Cups since 2018, but this World Cup they and other tournaments as well in AFCON, but this tournament they've been very organized. I think defensively they were बहुत अच्छे, compact थे, and counter पे they were very effective. They've got Mohamed Salah, they've got Marmoush over there. Obviously, Imam, the goal scorer, was outstanding. Uska jo finish tha, ek touch leke bang into the bottom corner, that was really good. And they were pretty clinical. In the second half, when Belgium made the change, when Lukaku came on, as soon as he came on, they scored. And it might have been an own goal, but I still counted it as Lukaku's goal because he came in between the defenders and made sure that there was a lot of panic over there. And that's what Belgium were missing. I think Lukaku pura season nahi khela, he was injured a lot, and maybe they're just trying to slowly get him into the tournament. But the Kevin De Bruyne Lukaku link up is still their oldest goal jaisa masla hai na. That's what Belgium have. They still have to play New Zealand and Iran, I think, and they still have a good chance to qualify for the next round. But Belgium will want Lukaku to play as many games as possible because they're missing that striker. If you see in the first half, they had possession, they were passing it around, लेकिन उनको वो chance नहीं मिल रहा था one on goal or right in front of goal. When Lukaku came, he scored, he got the header as well. that's what they were missing, and probably they'll need him आगे जाके in the tournament. De Bruyne still looking like $1 million, almost got a free kick as well. He still got it in him, so well done to him. And then जो तीसरा गेम था यार, वो मेरे लिए तो बहुत खतरनाक मैच था. Saudi versus Uruguay, man. Uruguay going favorites going into the game. They've got some crazy players. The captain Federico Valverde plays for Real Madrid, unbelievable talent. And Uruguay, I felt they started slow. Darwin Núñez, just wasn't getting into the right areas. उनको chances एक आध मिले थे, but they weren't as effective. Then towards the end of the first half, Saudi started getting a bit more of the ball. They started making their own plays, and then from the corner they scored. There was a couple of saves that Muslera made, and then after that, Saudi got the chances and they capitalized. It was 1-0 going into halftime. In halftime is where Uruguay made their substitutions, और उसके बाद भाई they just bombarded the Saudi half, like ball ही नहीं मिल रहा Saudi Arabia को. They just kept going at them. It was an unbelievable performance from Uruguay, but Oais, man, he stepped up. The Saudi goalkeeper, incredible saves. जिस तरीके से उन्हें इधर उधर कूद रहा था, जिस तरीके से उसकी positioning थी, like the Cape Verde goalkeeper, Oais was probably the man of the match. Constant pressure, Uruguay kept going into the box and they were finding different routes. They were crossing it in, they were going through the middle, different channels to try and attack the Saudi goal and try to get a goal for themselves. And finally they got the goal. They made it 1-1, and it looked like Uruguay was going to win the game. They had 10-15 minutes to score the winner, but Saudi hung on, man. Oais was outstanding, and then the vibes in Miami were incredible. The Saudi fans were extremely happy as well. I take the point, man. As a Saudi fan, I'll take the point. I think a very crucial point for Saudi Arabia. And now move on to the Spain game. The group is open. Everybody's on 1 point, and anybody can go through. Then we had the New Zealand-Iran game. This was also a very exciting match, man. New Zealand, very tall players, very defensive structure, but Justin, man, some beautiful goals. Both his goals were really nice. Good 1-2 with the striker. The striker is like 8 foot, man. उन लोग अच्छा passing करके goals मार दिया. And then Iran had most of the possession. They're playing really well as well. I think Iran had a good quality team, and they were playing some very nice football. Lekin they couldn't. Defensively, they were a bit short. They were finding it a problem to defend against the big structure of New Zealand, the big height. The players were very tall, so थोड़ा सा physical game हो गया था, and that's why they were a bit struggling. Lekin I think they'll take the point. Like I said, they have to play now Belgium, Egypt. Both teams would be looking forward to it, and they're not out of the tournament. It's a decent start for them, and they'll take it. I think for New Zealand, they'll be the happier of the two teams. अब देखना पड़ेगा कि क्या होने वाला है आगे जाके. It's been a very exciting World Cup so far. We've seen crazy things happening. Now let's see what happens. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, subscribe button, and stay tuned to Chasing Trophies.